Hello, hello, guys. Hello. Let's see who's in here today. Wendy with Hardneck Farms, Kathleen with Literature and More with Kathleen, Adrian, who's below me here, Rob's Allotment Gardening, Joe with Grow Big TV. Thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm at, I think, 1447 public watch hours right now, so I'm almost halfway.
That's awesome, Gail.
I'm happy about that. Been working on it. Well, August 10th will be my 1 year anniversary for my ministry channel, Broken Hearts Ministry. And I do talk about that and stuff on here, but I do start doing some devotionals and stuff like that. Hubby's kind of inspiring me. I have done a few here and there. I'm going to take some time to maybe try to do that. But yeah, I love this go live with me thing. It's nice because you can both be building up watch time at the same time. Hello, Taz Adventures, hubby. Yeah. So,
Aw, isn't that sweet?
Done anything this morning? I watched Literature and More with Kathleen, and we're actually looking for a channel to come right below this one. You know, because hers is 9:30 to 10:30, mine is 10:30 to 11:30. And I can go longer because there's nobody after me. But hello, Just Jason, Keto and More. Thank you so much for coming in. I enjoyed your live yesterday. I didn't stay in long enough to see who won the chaffle maker, but anyway, I'm sure somebody really good got to win it. So that's awesome.
I love the chaffle maker. I have one, and I
don't have one, but I want one.
I love them. They're really inexpensive. You can pick them up for like $10 at Walmart.
Yeah. I think I'll probably try to pick one up.
Yeah.
But, last time I did try to make the chaffles because I've been watching just Jason, Keto and More. I actually had him up for an interview on my other channel, and so I did try a chaffle one day, and I want to buy the mini and then I'll start making them more. But my waffle maker I bought a long time ago when the girls were still little.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an elephant and a giraffe.
Right.
And it's like little, I can't remember the third one, but it's like 3 little animal shapes. So I had to make my chaffles in that, but they were good. And I want to try to climb back up on the wagon and try to do my diet again. I always have.
When I did keto, it was really good. I lost quite a bit of weight, but I've been doing and using Golo for about a year now. And so
I haven't heard of that one. I follow the Plant Paradox diet, which is Dr. Gundry, MD. Yeah. And it kind of goes along with, you can use some recipes. It follows some of the same stuff as some of the same stuff as keto, but a little different. I kind of have to mix a few different diets to be able to stay focused and have enough variety. And of course, Dr. Gundry likes to make some fancy stuff that I don't really eat. So I have to be able, and I also mix a little bit of Trim Healthy Mama in there. So I kind of mix a few different things, but I mostly plant-based. You know, I eat the almond flour and I climb up on the fence and I fall off the fence, and it's mostly stress related. I definitely know it's stress related, but
sure, it's easy to fall off and on, don't you think?
It is. It's nice to have that lettuce out in the planter that I can go out and have salads several days a week.
Exactly.
I wish I had tomatoes, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. It take so long. It's like so long waiting on.
I know. It's like your lettuce has been out there forever, and sometimes your lettuce is almost really bolted before you get there. It's like, so not fair.
Do you have a shade cloth at all?
I do, but I haven't figured out how to install it. And since I only have one, I have to decide what do I think is the most important.
Right. So I understand. I was just looking at Rob's Atonement Gardening. He's at 2564 hours, Gail. Woohoo! Good job, Rob.
Oh, that's a lot, man. You're getting up on there. Yeah, 3K. The monetization is 3K public watch hours for the first year. and 500 subscribers. So I decided, because I've done channels before, that I was going to work on the watch hours first.
Right.
And not worry about the subs at all. I don't even hardly look at that number. It just climbs on its own. I don't do anything out of the way.
Right.
It's mostly focus on doing lives to get those watch hours. And then because it's a ministry channel, I think people run it, because they know the purpose of monetizing it is to be able to purchase items for the homeless. So.
How many hours do you have again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I think it was 1447. So I'm almost on 1500. So I'm almost halfway.
Well, mine have certainly gone up since I started connecting with people. That's for sure. I lost a lot of the majority of my watch hours at the beginning of the year, and I had to start over, but I'm at 641, 642 now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I take a break every winter, so my watch hours always take a dive.
Yeah.
Can you say that one more time?
I said I take a break every winter, so my watch hours always take a dive.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Are you thinking about maybe doing a live time again, Adrienne?
Again, yes. It'll have to be on Fridays when I'm off. And I was thinking about going like after you are done.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. We were looking for somebody to go right after us, because Kathleen was like, yeah, we need to make one of those like the other homesteading group over there. They have a that thing, and then Jan is in that thing on Friday night. So it's like, you need a thing like that.
Well, we have the calendar. I made a calendar of everybody's lives, so I can pull that up, and we can certainly figure out what time slots we can put some people in. That's for sure, to help out with everybody.
Homestead. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So if you decide to do that, let us know, and Tina will add it to our schedule that we have. Welcome in the Bud Files.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. I'm not seeing clearly. Somebody just said something about networking. Oh, just Jason Keto and more. I couldn't agree with you more.
Homestead, yes.
Yeah, networking is really important.
It is. And my younger sister has been in sales for many years, and I have no skills for selling things. But I did realize on YouTube that I am good at networking, and I'm kind of laid back, but when I get something going like Fall Fest or Garden Tour Club, I get into it and I'm relentless,
That's good.
And I just keep bugging people till they're like, okay, fine, I'll do it, And so,
hey, Anne, welcome in.
and then a lot of times people just join in on their own. Like, I was surprised so many channels joined in to do the monthly giveaways. I really am only providing one prize. So that's pretty awesome.
Isn't there like a prize every month?
Yeah, there's going to be every month. And then most months are going to have two. There's 1 month left. I forget which month it is, maybe July, where there's only one. But yeah. Adrienne, do you do any composting in place in your garden?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I like to do like the banana peels, because they degrade really quickly. So, and the worms love the banana peels. So I like to bury banana peels in the garden all the time. Plus coffee grounds. I always use coffee grounds.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of coffee grounds, and
coffee grounds are good for the worms too, because worms don't have gizzards. So coffee grounds help, kind of like how chickens need scratch. Coffee grounds is like that with worms, where it helps them to digest.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good. Yeah, I started that. There was a channel I used to follow, and you know how it happens. Sometimes you start following channels and you start following other channels, and you kind of like forget about other channels. You don't do it on purpose. It's just the natural progression of your time on YouTube. You make new friends, and you make new friends, and then you remember friends, and you go back and you try to watch some videos. Hello, sis, with Free Handling More. Hello. How are you? I'd really like to plan another trip up there to see my sister-in-law in Montana. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Kathleen.
I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah. Sorry I missed you this morning, Kathleen. I've been under the weather all week and I needed to force myself this morning to do a few things in the house before I joined in.
Yeah, I went to the garden store and I was really impatient about having flowers in my yard, also it's pretty, right? So I bought like marigolds and begonias and some moss rose, and I always buy moss rose every year. It's like a thing, and I'll probably end up buying some more. But also I like to have my marigolds up before my squash comes up to protect from all the predators.
If there's any chicken people out there, I mean, I'm a chicken person. Anne says, I think one chick has a weak heart. It can only walk 2 steps, then it lies down and mouth is open wide. Have you separated her from the rest of them? I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, it could have a weak heart, but I'm wondering if there's anything stuck in her, maybe she got something stuck in her mouth or.
Hello, Robin, Katahdin Mountain Mama Homestead. Welcome in. Right now, I've been filling a big container hubby got from work a few years ago. I've been filling that for a long time, but I forget to turn it and water it and all the stuff, But I actually considered maybe next year I might actually just throw some dirt in there and plant some things that need a little bit of shade because it's right next to the shed. So, but right now I'm still composting in it. But I bought the compost barrel. I just started filling it up. I know that's going to be like next spring when I'm putting out plants, I'll be able to use that compost. I'm trying to think what would be.
I don't know, Gail. That's a pretty, it depends on what you put in it. If you put things that are small enough in there, like make sure that your pieces of composting materials are really small. The more you turn it, that thing will give you compost by the fall. It can give you compost. You can have compost within like 30 days, depending on what you put in there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did like get some sticks that were already old and broke them up into little pieces, and I put some leaves in there and I put some banana peels in there, and I think I might have put a coffee filter in there.
Now, if you mulch your leaves before you put them in, they'll break down quicker.
Yeah. Hubby, I have a composting area. There's some limbs and they're composting there, but there's leaves, and I've been raking the leaves up, and that's where I take my dirt from to put into my bed. So right now I'm at about 50-50 on buying soil and using the soil for my yard. I want to get 100% using things from the yard and not buying soil, but I'm not quite there yet. But now I have the barrel. I have the area on the ground, and then I have the other compost bin. So I have 3 areas for composting now, but I started raking up the soil, and the chicken manure that's new, I'm putting it there to get it ready. So when I start setting up composting in place for next year, that will have all that time to be sitting there. And I need to go by and water that too. But I've been building that up so I can put that in the beds in the fall. So I'm already working on next year right now.
Yeah, you have to. You have to be one step ahead.
Exactly. And so I've learned so much on YouTube. I still learn new things every day, and I try 1 or 2 new things every year. I had everything planned out, and then the Vineyard Chicks collab came out, so I had to move everything around because I wanted to put all my survival seeds together. Then I had everything in place. I had most everything planted, and I had 1 tomato area. I was just going to compost it up and get it nice and good for next year. And sure enough, Ryan with Heavenly Hills Homestead sent me like 20 or 30 seeds.
Oh, wow.
There's no way I can plant all this. So I need to check out about pumpkins. Do you have to plant pumpkins in pairs? Do you know, Adrienne?
No, you don't.
You don't. Okay, good. Because he sent me 7 varieties of giant pumpkin seeds. So now I have to find place for 7 different. I had only prepared 3 because I was going to use the MI Gardener seed.
Wow.
I decided I'm going to give away the MI Gardener seed, and I'm going to use the seeds that Ryan sent me. Hello, Victoria G. Hello, Kadad.
Evan,
Already
wow.
Hey, P&J Homestead Adventure.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to say hi to. Hello, Paula and Jason. Welcome in.
Kathleen said she plants her melons in trios.
In trios, yeah. I have the wild garden, but I don't want to put any of the giant pumpkins there because that's already a viney mess. I want to be able to see if the seed's coming up so I can put another one. I want to have really good labels that has the numbers. You know how the pumpkins have Cook 958 or Cook 742 or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
Suburban Hillbilly, welcome in.
Yeah, that hubby's mentioning something that's on my list to talk about later, but we'll talk about it now. So I am going to do the Fall Fest 24 giveaway this year. And I got a really cool idea from Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms to ask people, request, not require, but request that people put a handmade or store-bought scarecrow in their yard. So I've been working on my scarecrow. So my hubby pounded a pole down in the middle of my wild garden, and he gave me a flannel shirt and a pair of old jeans. And it actually had stains from his job. And I took a Sharpie marker and made it look like little patches on his pants. And I drew a face on a volleyball and I took like a water bottle, turned it backwards, and I taped with clear tape that raffia stuff to make him have arms, to make him have hands coming out, right? And then my last step now is to attach the raffia to the hat and then get some of that E6000 and glue it to the volleyball head.
Okay.
I'll have a scarecrow in my yard this year. So I started working on that early. I thought it'd be really cute for my garden tour videos and stuff. So if you guys plan to join into Fall Fest, you might look in your decorations and see if you have a scarecrow, even if it's a little one, or if you might consider. Also, I thought it might be really good to ward off some predators because I had some possums or something attacking my cantaloupe last year.
Okay.
And so we'll see if it works. But anyway, it looks cute anyway.
It is cute.
That's a good idea.
It's coming out really cute.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not done. I have one more thing is the hat, and I'm going to go ahead and attach the hair in the hat and then glue it to the volleyball head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy your shout outs yesterday of the up and coming collabs as you standing out in the garden. I thought that was really refreshing to see.
Oh, cool. I forgot. I videoed that ahead. Well, I had accidentally skipped the upcoming collabs the week before. I just got so busy. I just forgot. So I said, you know what? You're not going to do that. You're going to get it ready.
Tammy.
So I tried to get it ready ahead of time and get it scheduled. But yeah. If you guys know of any upcoming collabs, if you'll email me to the email on that's running across the screen, and I'll try to announce your collab.
Gail's really good about announcing collaborations.
And I also started a playlist over on Gail Southern Living of open collaborations for 2024. So it will have mine. It will have Luann's. It'll have Tina's. When she makes an announcement video, I'll put that in there. All of the Grow Big TV 24 challenges, all of the registrations are all in the Open Collabs 2024. So that's another resource place. I want to be kind of known on Gail Southern Living for being, hey, what collab's going on? And they email me or text me or ask me, what's going on? I want to join a collab. Yeah. So what's going on? And they'll come to me and watch my video or look at my playlist, and they'll come to me and ask me or tell me when they're having one. So
before I even met Gail, I used to go up to her channel from time to time and look for those playlists. So then because I was new and didn't know a lot of people, and yeah, so that was always helpful for me.
Yeah, everybody needs their little hook or their little niche or their little thing that they're known for. Yeah. So on Gail,
I'm gonna let Zeke out real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm going to try to be the resource for where to find collabs. So I did have the Angela with the Inquisitive Farm Wife sent me and email. No, it was a text. She sent me a text and said, "Hey, I'm having a live about this collab." And so I went ahead and added it into the playlist and announced, "Hello, Beverly Moffett. Welcome in."
Hey, Beverly.
So that was cool that she came to me with that, because I'm starting to be known for being the place to find collabs. So got any coming up, or you're thinking about doing one, shoot me an email or something like that.
Yep.
Don't forget about the seed swap.
Yes, I was going to mention the seed swap. So Adrienne, right below me here, Adrienne, she is having a IBG seed swap. And the deadline for sending out your seeds is April 15th. What you'll do is you'll email her. Can you type your email in the comment section, Adrienne, so people can email you? What you'll do is you want to explain. I'll let you explain it. You explain it.
So basically it's a seed swap, and you submit a wish list to me, and I'll do my best to get those things on your wish list, but also submit what you're trading in exchange for your wish list. So the maximum is 5 on your wish list, but usually we get a ton of donations, we get extra seeds. People are like, here, I'm just going to give you all these other seeds that I'm not going to grow, give them away, swap them out, whatever you want to do with them. I've got other people sending me seeds. They're like, I don't need to participate in the seed swap because I have too many seeds, but I'm going to send you all these seeds. So I always get a ton of seeds in the seed swap, extra seeds. But I'm asking for 5 seeds on your wish list. That way I can keep it down to a minimum. Last year I did 10 seeds and I had so many seeds. It was so crazy. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit simpler this year. We'll see how that goes. So 5 seeds on your wish list, and then 5 seeds that you're going to send in. That way I can prepare, and I know ahead of time, like, okay, so-and-so is going to send me this, this, and this, and so-and-so is looking for this, this, and this. So I know that I'm supposed to get that in, and then I'll be able to give that to this person over here. So that way, that's why I want your list sent in first. And what you'll do is you'll send that into the email that is in the video. And then $4 in postage. And I think that's it. Is that it, Gail? Am I missing anything? Am I forgetting anything?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
It's deadline it's really simple. Just
I got mine already mailed out, and I will tell you, it was the best seed swap I ever entered. And literally, I have my garden mostly planted, but I said, you know what? It's an investment. I can have the seeds for next year. Or if it's something super special she sends me, I may just go ahead and throw it in there. As a matter of fact, some of my zucchini didn't come up. So I thought, whatever I get with the seed swap, I'll put that in the little places where the zucchini didn't come up. So I'm resisting throwing another seed in there, because I know Adrienne's probably going to send me something that I can put in there. So I'll have to buy a few more pots, because I know I'm going to find something in there that I just have to plant,
I know, right?
So am I
go ahead.
Do I understand that we're to send seeds out ourselves? Is that my understanding?
So you send the seeds to me.
Okay.
Yes. All the seeds come to me, and then I package them all up, and then I send them all out to everyone who entered.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not having luck with the seeds I purchased this year, to be honest. So I'm not gonna.
Really?
Yeah. And they're from some, and I'm not, and I think I told Gail. Was it Gail I told?
Yeah.
I don't want to mention the name because it is a very popular seed. And they are, and I'm trying to determine whether or not it's actually my soil.
Well, you know what you can do? You can start them in a paper towel.
Yeah.
And see if they germinate like that.
Yes.
And if they germinate, then you know it's not the seed.
Yeah.
Because I start most of my seeds, my tomatoes, my peppers, I always start those in paper towels. Because I don't like thinning plants. I feel so bad when I have to thin plants.
Right, and take those out. I know.
I had to do that in my wild garden this morning, because Some of the pumpkins I let just die there. The problem with that is there's tons of stuff coming up to
Yeah.
So I actually had to throw out some. I pulled some this morning and I put them in my compost barrel to be some of the plant material for the compost. Thank you, Robin. I don't know if you're saying you're gonna send a donation or you sent a donation, but thank you so much.
Yeah, the seeds that I started.
Hi, Maritza.
The seeds I started from a couple years ago, I've done the paper towel. You would not believe how they have grown. I have got to get them out in my garden.
Yeah.
They're huge.
I got my pepperoncini peppers up from the paper towel method.
Yeah.
This is actually my first year to do the paper towel method. I hate to admit that, but it's my first time. And I took them from there to a little pot. There was 2 of them in there. And then I took them from there when I thought they were big enough and it was warm enough. And I put them into tires. And I actually have 2 in one. And then some of them, I wanted to experiment. I took some straight from the paper towel into the dirt. So I'm going to see, so far, paper towel into a little pot, into the yard seems to be the most successful. But we'll see. The paper towel method ones that didn't go under the grow light, we'll see if they turn out.
Wow.
Those are my peas.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And those seeds are from 2020 or 2021.
Wow.
And
That's
yesterday, well, because I forgot they were in my drawer and I'm like, oh, you got to get those out. But the peas can go directly out to my garden, right?
Yeah, I always direct sow peas.
Yeah. And then this one, these are zucchinis that I don't know how old this seed is. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
You need to get those in some soil.
I know. I have the bigger containers. I got to wash them out.
Yeah,
so right now they're just kind of
another grow light so I can put more stuff under it.
I got the grow light from the one Kathleen showed. She was Kathleen, you're still there on Literature and More. Help me out. She had done a demonstration and it's a pole and it has the arms of the lights.
Okay.
Oh,
and she was showing that on one of her channels when she was doing tomatoes through the hydroponic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm like, I could never afford the grow lights. Like I see they're too expensive.
I won mine from the Vineyard Chicks.
I got sponsored by Spider Farm, so they sent me a grow light.
Nice. Well, the one that Kathleen shared, I went and ordered it off of Amazon, and the thing is amazing.
Robin, I'm using this email for both channels. I had started a separate email, but I was having trouble with it, so I decided just to use the same one. So if you have a question,
I haven't even used my grow light.
I need the kind that are flat on the top, on the back, so I can put them on the baker's rack that I have. So mine have to be that specific flat on the top and bottom kind, so I can put them.
I am so neglectful with starting seeds indoors. It's crazy. Like I don't know what it is about starting plants inside for me. It's just, I neglect them. They dry out and then they die and then I have to start over. So I usually time it to where I can direct sow things outside, even if it's under so the weekly lists that I put out for spring for the planting schedules, those are schedules for planting outside. So what I usually do is I try to have either a single layer or a double layer of protection outside, and I will start those seeds outside instead of inside. And then I don't have to worry about grow lights. I don't have to worry about potting up. I don't have to worry about all that other stuff, and stuff taking up space and remembering to water them. And because I am kind of an absent-minded gardener, so I have to make it as simple as possible.
Sometimes I think that's better being an absent-minded gardener, because then you don't stress over the things and think you overthink the whole process.
Yeah.
You plant it and let it grow. And I think that's been one of my problems too. I have too much information and I need to get back just to the basics on how I used to do things. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
like to keep everything simple
Yeah.
and inexpensive. I don't want to have to buy a bunch of things. I don't
Right.
want to have to, I see everybody out there like, oh, look at this, what I got. Look at this gadget. Look
Right.
at this, look at that. Look at this, look at that. And I'm like, yeah, that's great for your garden.
Yeah.
Go ahead. More power to
Very
you.
intentional about every single thing I purchase. I'm very much
Yeah.
on a budget. And this year I
Yeah.
decided
I'm
I
telling
was
you,
going
I
to
like never
invest.
purchase seeds. I never purchase seeds pretty much. I started out purchasing
I don't
seeds and
purchase
doing
that
like
many.
seed hauls. I don't even do it anymore.
Well, now that I've learned that paper towel method, it's very rare am I going to purchase seeds, because if I can get seeds to germinate that are a couple years old, then I can get anything to germinate.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
have so many avenues where I get seeds. So
Thanks,
if I need
Kathleen.
seeds, I can go into like these Facebook groups, and there's always like people trading seeds. So if there's a specific seed I'm looking for, I'll just put it in the post, like I'm searching for whatever seed, and I have whatever you need to trade for. So I'll get in these Facebook groups and I'll start trading for seeds. That's why I want the lists as soon as possible. Like you can mail your seeds out April 15th, and that's fine. But I want to have the lists for your wish lists and your whatever you're mailing in, like ASAP. That way I can start working on what seeds I need to trade for. So I'll get into these Facebook groups and I'll start trading for seeds. Like somebody wanted, I can't remember what seed it is, but let's say dahlias. Somebody's looking for dahlias, and I don't have dahlias. I have like every other flower but dahlias. So then I'll get into a Facebook group and I'll say, hey, looking for dahlias, and I have an extensive seed inventory. Let me know what you want in exchange for dahlias. So then I'll have a bunch of people posting like, oh, I have 6 varieties of dahlias I can trade, and we'll start private messaging, and they're like, oh, I'm looking for any kind of medicinal herbs, or I'm looking for rare tomatoes, or I'm looking for dwarf tomatoes. And Joe is really good about sending out dwarf tomatoes. Like I got so many dwarf tomatoes from Joe in the Sunday Fun Day. So I have, a bunch of dwarf tomatoes. So I'm like, hey, yeah, I got dwarf tomatoes.
Never grown dwarf. I've never grown dwarf tomatoes.
I grew the Tiny Tims, and they were really good.
I just always grow what Joe sends me. But I did grow some from the Vineyard Chicks, the Mariana tomatoes. So I actually have more tomatoes than usual, because I have half of my tomato bed planted with tomatoes and then the whole bed of the Mariana tomatoes. So I'm actually growing them in a big shipping container that hubby got me last year. So
yeah,
all my survival seeds are together, and there's some flowers and herbs in the middle. What are savory and borage good for? Do you know, Adrienne?
Oh, borage is kind of medicinal. You can use borage in a lot of ways. Borage is a pollinator for one, and then you can use the oil, like you can extract the oil from the borage plant, and it's like an antimicrobial, you know what I mean? Like it's good for skin disorders like eczema, acne, like it reduces inflammation.
Do you make it in a tea, or
you can make it into a tea.
What was the plant again? I'm sorry.
Borage. It's called borage. It's like it's in the starflower family, and
I've never grown that.
It's actually considered an herb.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it flowers.
CNC Farm, I won a couple of different things from her last year, and she sent me savory and borage. And my borage I put in a pot, and there's actually 2 coming up in there. I actually considered if I should pull the one that's on the side out, but it was like you. It's hard for me to pull things out. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
But it probably would get bigger if I would just.
Well, I got invited to I met a lady last week. Her name is Esther, up in Lancaster, PA, and her and her husband run an herbal farm, and they're going to do a big seminar and everything on different herbs. And so she invited me to come up and learn, and I'm like, yeah, I want to. So I'll be taking notes on that and passing information on that I've learned to people,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe
I
with
have
Go Big TV is having a lot of really cool gardening guests on. So if you're available, he does those on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So check those out. You can also go back and replay the lives and listen. He's had a lot of really good guests. If anybody entered,
I look forward to Gary being on there.
If anybody entered a giveaway with Todd and Mountain Mama Homestead, if you'll go by and check out that video and see if you're the winner. And if I'm the winner, I'm so sorry. I've been distracted with gardening and cleaning out my messy craft room.
Hey, you're doing a good job.
Thank you. After this live today and after we have our lunch, I'm going to go in there and work on my craft room some more. I did some work in the closet last night, moving things.
Joe.
Daughter's bedroom also is guest room when we have guests. So I'm going to move all the ministry stuff from her room into the closet of the craft room. So it will be craft room, ministry storage, and I'm also going to try to do lives in there. So I'm going to try to get some
Caitlin, welcome in.
Better lighting and stuff going on in there. So, but all the decorations are already up on the wall. I didn't do anything with decorating. The decorations were there. You were just so busy looking at the mess, you couldn't see the nice stuff in there. But when Niecy came to visit last year, we had a huge mess. And so we took ministry bags, and hubby was just throwing them in there. It was bags of ministry stuff that was donated that I had not gone through. So I had to dig all of that out. And basically what I did was I processed and got ready all the t-shirts. And then anything that was out of season women's clothes, I donated to the Open Door where the young pregnant mothers go. They go and have classes there. And so I donated the women's clothes for that. And then the men's clothes, I'm going to donate those to the Salvation Army in Abilene. So I'm donating some things because I don't have enough room to store out of season clothes. The only thing I am keeping is I'm keeping all the blankets and all the gloves, hats, and scarves. I'm keeping all that winter, keeping them one.
Yeah, you should.
Any kind of a nice coat, I'm going to keep that. But as far as long sleeve clothing, I'm not keeping that. It's not really rare. She'll turn around and give me more next year. So I'm having to redonate some things, but that's okay. They could use it, I'm sure. So yep. So I've been just dropping bags off. Even when they're not open, you can go and just drop bags off at the door. Because, I volunteered over at the Open Door right after my sister passed away. And I volunteered there for a while, but I had in my heart, I really wanted to do something to help the homeless directly. And so that's when Mom and I decided to start the ministry. And I get so much joy from it. Like yesterday, I was taking hubby lunch. He was getting paid, and he said he never, ever, ever asked me. So I didn't want to say no. He said, will you go to Sonic and bring me lunch? I'm like, sure, no problem. So I'm heading there to get lunch, and I pass a guy standing on the corner. Now, this is a small town of like 5,000 people. We don't usually have homeless here. We've had a couple passing through town. So I go and I hand the food to my hubby, and I'm like, I got to go help this homeless man. So I drove up. I didn't have anything in the car except for other stuff. I said, would you like some t-shirts? He's like, sure. Do you need a blanket? He said, no. I said, I have some food bags at the house because my mom and I have a ministry. I said, if you're going to be here for a little bit, I'll run to the house and go get it. So I grabbed him a bag of food and a bag of men's toiletries, and I brought that back over to him. So I was in a hurry. It was like rush hour of this small town lunchtime. And I'm just like, get out of my way, people. I want him to still be there. I was so intentional and in a hurry to get there to make sure I got to help this man. It was like, I don't know, when God puts a calling on you, you just have to do it. Like I just had lunch, and I was like, I got to go help this homeless guy, because we don't have that many here. So I was just excited to be able to help him. And that's just what I do now. I don't have.
You got to start keeping that stuff in your car.
I have the t-shirts and some blankets in my car. being that it's coming up on summer, it's going to be hard to keep certain things in the car because of the heat, because it's going to be 100 degrees outside. And this is only the third person in this little town that I've ever been able to help. Now, my mom, she runs into people all the time, and she leaves 1 or 2 bags in her car at all times, or tries to, because she hands out bags all the time. So she goes through more stuff than I do. But my brother just donated $200 to the ministry. So we got to purchase a big Amazon order of a bunch of toiletry items. And then we had an anonymous donor that did some stuff off the Amazon wish list. And so those 2 things both at one time. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, that was she always does a video too of her unboxing of donations.
Yeah.
To let people see, like, hey, this is how much we got of this. This was donated, and just being upfront and honest, and that's just refreshing.
Yeah, I actually started keeping records last year too, just in case it's ever
questioned
or whatever. I did a receipt with the only thing I'm having trouble with is I need to find a way to get my Amazon order receipt playlist. I can't figure out how to do how to get the Amazon when I order something on Amazon. How do I keep receipts for that? Now, if I go to Walmart or Dollar Tree or something, that's really easy. But something like Amazon, it's hard for me to. But I need to find a way to get those receipts for that stuff. But are you planting anything new this year, Adrienne?
Let's see. Anything new? Not that I can think of, but I think I will try squash again this year. I took I want to say 2 or maybe even 3 years off. I did not grow any squash at all because of the vine borers were so bad. I every year could not get any squash. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm not even going to try to grow it and so I took 2, maybe even 3 years not growing any squash plants. So I think this year I'm going to try again to see if I can get some squash from some squash plants. Because when I first moved to this property, I was growing zucchini and squash and everything was doing very well. I was getting lots of, zucchini and stuff. And then after a couple years, the squash vine borers just were so bad that and you don't really realize it until it's too late. So they would just decimate my plants and I would never get any squash. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of taking up space with these big squash plants because they'll get big and they'll get leafy and you think they're doing so great because they're looking so good. And then the next day they're dead and you're like, what happened?
Because gardening with Caitlin, she said she's in Indiana too and struggling with the same thing.
Yeah.
Gary over at the Rusted Garden has a really great video about squash bugs and how to eliminate them. You just have to make sure, it's a powder. You just have to make sure you rinse your plants off first thing in the morning before the pollinators come out.
I can't do that. I can't.
Okay.
I can't be that diligent in going out every morning and spraying plants. I just can't. So I don't even. I already know that I can't do that. So
perhaps
I think I watched a video where you can wrap the
aluminum foil.
Yeah, in foil. I watched a video on that because I was watching Nicole Smith gardening, and she would be terrified I was going to get vine borers, but I never did.
I tried that, and that didn't work for me.
It didn't work.
It still got me.
Have you tried growing it in pots where you can actually see?
Yes, I've tried growing it in pots. Yes.
I'm going to try this year bananas.
I've exhausted all of my anything I can think of. And I'm like, you know what? And then I seen people injecting the BT in their plants. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing all that.
Right.
I'm not doing all that. And I had, one plant, I thought I was going to save it. Like I sliced it open. I cleaned it out. You know what I mean? I buried it back into more soil. And I was like, maybe I got it. Maybe I saved it. No.
Yeah.
I didn't. it
Hi,
still died.
Caitlin. Welcome.
Caitlin, I think it is called Seven Dust. I don't remember. You'd have to go watch
It
his
is.
video.
It is Seven Dust. He does use Seven Dust, and he uses it, and he washes it
Christy
off
Betts.
very early in the morning.
For
Yeah.
those suburban hillbillies.
But at least you know, hi, Suburban Hill, at least you know that about yourself, that that's not
Local
something that you can
number
do, right?
4-7.
Right.
That,
It's
to me,
not.
that's important.
I have to be realistic in what I am going to do and what I
Right.
have to know myself. Like, okay,
Right.
that might work for somebody else, but that's not going to work for me because I already know I'm not going to go out there and do that. So
Mhm.
I can't even try that.
Thank you, Rick. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in.
I've tried the surgery. I'm not going to do the BT injecting. I'm like, you know what? That's just too much. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
so like you said, you just let it be for a couple of years and see
Yeah,
if maybe
yeah.
I
So
have
I'm
2
hoping that
areas.
it's gotten out of, because what it is the vine borers are in your soil.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming from anywhere else. They are laying eggs in your soil and then hatching every year.
Right.
So with no squash in my garden, and now all of these eggs that have been laid or whatever have hatched and realized there's nothing here, they've left. So I let that go on for a couple years, and
Good.
I'm hoping that my soil is good, and you know what I mean, they're gone now.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll
Yeah.
have to try it again this year. So that's
Well,
my
I wish
new
you the best of luck with that.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys updated.
The good news is, I bet in the area you live in, you could probably find squash fairly cheap, right?
Yeah, I have a farmer's market like
Yeah.
right down the street from me,
That's
and
wonderful.
I get trays of seedlings from them for like, I can get a whole flat for like $18.
Exactly.
So it's not a big deal. I could always go buy some, but I like to do my own because I like to do my own. So
Well, of course. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hey,
better.
Christy.
It's always better when you do your own because you know what you've put in it and on it. So, yeah. Did you hear me say Ryan with Heavenly Hills Homestead sent me some banana squash?
Oh, that's nice.
I'm going to try that. Something new.
Is it banana squash?
Gosh,
Or is
Gail,
it
you
banana
are
melon?
just like,
Banana squash.
you are
Okay.
really rolling in the seeds over there.
He sent me like 20 or 30 seeds. I mean, there were 7 varieties of giant pumpkins, 6 or 7 varieties of peppers. I'm also going to try eggplant. There's more seed that I can plant, but I'm going to try to plant as much of it as I can,
right.
within reason. And I swore I didn't swear, but I said I was not going to plant loofah this year. But after being on the live with Ryan from Heavenly Hills Homestead, he thought my loofah seed might have been old. So he sent me some brand new loofah seed. I threw away my loofah seed that I had. I put his in the little Tic Tac container that I keep my seeds in. That's what I call them. They're just those little tiny containers anyway. So I did go ahead and plant loofah in two different places. So guess what? We're going on year 4. Let's see how we do with loofah. But it took me a couple of years to be successful with dill. Dill is
Have
coming
you
up.
moved it around, Gail? Or have you always tried it in the same spot?
No, it's been in a different spot every year.
Okay.
I get the plant up and it looks healthy and fine. And one year I even got little tiny ones, but it just never does. And I even put it on a climbing wall where it can grow on that. And, anyway, I'm going on year 4. It took me a couple of years to get dill down, but once I did, now this year I have it in a perennial bed and it's coming up by itself this year. I can tell, even hubby could tell what it was, and he's not a gardener. He's like, "Oh, look, you got dill coming up." So he even knew what it was.
And that's the great thing about herbs. Herbs will reseed themselves and come back every year.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got oregano I planted that oregano in that kiddie pool that first year you did the gardening in weird containers collab. So I did the kiddie pool, And that oregano has been growing in that kiddie pool every single year since that collaboration.
That's
It comes
awesome.
back every year. And then I have sage in 2 different places. It comes back every single year.
Oh,
I
I
never
love
have to
sage
plant
is
it.
so pretty. I didn't know sage was so pretty.
Yes.
But hopefully
And
I'll have some
flowers,
sage this year. I planted some, but I also might have some coming back from last year. We'll see how that goes. Last year was my first year to grow amaranth. That was a beautiful plant.
it is very beautiful.
It almost looks exotic. It's so
Mhm.
beautiful. I was like, wow, who
I
knew?
had red amaranth, and then I have a different type of amaranth. So don't be surprised if you get a couple varieties of amaranth.
Oh, good. Yeah. I have some already planted, but I thought I would go ahead and add that so I would have some more. Just because I just want to keep it.
Yeah.
And it's good too. You can put it in stir fries. You can put it in
Welcome in,
salad.
Jason Bender.
Yeah. I'm going to try and grow the loofah the first time this year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I have loofah seed, but I haven't tried to grow it yet because I don't know. I just haven't. I just don't want to dedicate the space for it.
Yeah.
The
I
loofah.
just kind of threw it in a couple of little areas because he
It's
sent it.
gonna run. It's gonna run. Definitely, it's gonna run.
What,
Yeah,
the loofah?
Yes.
It
loofah
has-
I'm gonna grow it vertically. I'm
It's
gonna try and grow it
run.
vertically.
Yeah, but you better have a lot of vertical space.
So that's what I've heard.
It has a climbing wall and the fence right there. So
Yeah,
and I also
you should have a fence that it can run on.
yeah, it has the climbing wall hubby built me and the fence. There's also going to be cucumbers over there, hyacinth, and cardinal climbers also over there.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Climbing spinach, so all my climbing stuff, and then I also have hyacinth in another area of my yard. But let's see, what else do I have on here?
Yeah, I mean, when I garden, I don't use any pesticides. I don't use anything in my garden either. You know?
Suburban Hillbilly said, "Loofah will take over the world."
Yes. Well, since I've never done it, I'm gonna try it.
It's never taken over my world.
So
Yeah, like I need it to take over.
it may not
I
take.
want it to take over something, but one thing I did hear about loofah is it doesn't like to be overwatered. So I'm going to try that this year. I'm not going to water every time I water everything else. We're just going to see if that works. I don't know if it will, but I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah.
Not overwater it. Let's see.
You don't know until you try, right? And I'm all about trying something one time, and if I don't like it, then I won't do it again.
That's right. I'm going to try.
But
I've never tried this before, but have you ever tried cracking eggs into a pot to grow something, Adrienne? Have you ever tried that?
No.
What do you mean? Like cracking an egg in the hole and then planting a plant?
Yeah.
I have not done that, but I have seen it done.
I put sardines in my hole.
I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like a fish emulsion too, you know.
I do that for tomatoes.
Yeah.
Good idea. That's neat. I'm gonna have
I
to
actually
write
make
that down.
fish fertilizer too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write down sardines.
Yep. And they're cheap, so
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like Dollar Tree.
yeah, they're like $1.
Yeah. I can't stand the smell of them, but yeah, it'll be cool.
Bury them real deep, otherwise you'll have critters trying to dig them up.
Yeah, make sure they're buried deep. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've already got critters to get rid of.
They were talking today in texting some friends. They were talking about David the Good. So I went over there and I was looking for a video where I could just try to learn something. So I watched him dig a hole. He put sticks in there, like a chicken leg or turkey leg. It's some kind of a leg, where I don't know. Anyway, he put that in there, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, and he said rotten eggs, and then he set it on fire.
What?
Who did this?
David the
It
Good.
was good.
And then I think after that, I think he put soil on top of it. I'm going to watch it again because I was doing something at the same time. So I needed to physically be watching, not just listening. But I think that's what he did. He dug a hole, he added several items and rotten eggs. He set it on fire.
Okay.
And then he put dirt on top of it and planted his pumpkins in it.
I'm just like,
I'm just
like Suburban Hillbilly. Are you talking about loofah?
A lot of people have been talking about biochar lately. So I'm guessing that might be a biochar type method. I don't know.
Well, there's a channel that I watch, and he knows a lot about biochar. And I sent the link to Joe so that maybe he could invite him one day on one of his lives to talk about it, because I know that Joe is getting into biochar a lot lately. But his channel is called Porterhouse and Teal, and he, usually you see when people are making biochar, they're making it in like a big barrel, or some type of big thing that they can burn it in. But this guy was showing how you can just dig a trench and make biochar. So it was really interesting. But he does a lot. He knows a lot of information about biochar and like the chemical reaction in it and everything else. So
yeah, I'm kind of trying to learn.
Hi, Mona. Thanks for coming.
I don't know anything, but as I was listening to that, I was thinking,
do I.
It might be a biochar type thing. And I wonder
that's what I was thinking when you said he lit it on fire.
What's that?
That's what I was thinking when you said he lit it on fire. I was like, well, fire, yeah, that's usually like a biochar type of thing, but I don't know. I never seen that. Usually it's just wood.
Yeah, there was wood and a chicken leg and rotten eggs.
I don't know what the deal is with the rotten egg and the chicken leg, but okay.
Well, I'm thinking bone meal with the bone. I'm thinking
but it would have to be super hot though. Like you would have to really get it super hot.
The rotten egg, that just smells. I mean, why would you use it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, so as I was gathering eggs this morning, I got 5 eggs. So 3 of them
for you.
That's not really a great amount, but anyway, 5 eggs. So there were 2 that were nice and big, and I do sell eggs. So I saved those, but the 3 that were smaller, because they're from chickens that are just now laying, I'm going to let those sit outside. Some of the little ones that I can't sell, because I have a lot of eggs right now. So I'm just going to try that. I'm going to try that.
Hey, our treasure home.
The rotten eggs, but it'll take a while for those eggs to get rotten. But maybe by the time I get some of the seed swap seeds, I can try the rotten eggs and something. I don't know.
Interesting.
I need more pots. I need a $200 pot budget just to buy some pots.
Oh, go up to Amazon and go get those raised beds. You'll love them.
Oh, I there's no way I'm lugging any more dirt for raised beds. I have lugged dirt and lugged dirt and lugged dirt this year. I'm done lugging dirt. My back is just, some days I sit down and my back is just killing me.
Yeah. Heather, what are you eating a rotten egg with a bone?
You can use bones for biochar.
Dollar Trees have containers.
Yeah, I bought some of those little pots. They don't last very long, but I think I went in and bought 5 one day. Usually I use pots for herbs and flowers.
Right.
But my tomatillas are taking forever to come up. I'm giving them 2 more weeks. Literally, if they don't come up, I'm going to put something in.
Is it hot enough?
I already have
temperature.
I already have squash up. I have tomatoes up. I have cucumbers up. I have pumpkins up. But I don't usually plant pumpkins this time of year. The ones that are coming up are the ones where I let the plant just died there last year. Those are the ones coming up. I don't plant them usually till April or May, but anyway, if the tomatillas don't come up in that metal bed I got for my sister, I'm gonna build it up a little bit more and add one of those giant pumpkin seeds in there. I've already decided because I've already composted that area. It's already got soil, so and it's near the wild garden, so it can kind of grow that way.
That's good.
Yeah, Heather introduced me to the idea of making your own bone meal. Now I'm going to have to save some bones for a while before I'll have enough bones to make my own bone meal, but maybe next year.
I buy bones for my dog. They're beef bones.
Oh, thank you for that, Kathleen. I will wash them.
When he's done, with one bone and it looks like he's, chewed on it as much as he can chew on it, and I get him a new one, and I'll take his old bones and I'll, put them until I get enough of them. Then I will put them in the oven and bake them.
Yeah. Yep. I want to listen back to that live where they were talking about the biochar thing. I want to listen back to that, but it's like 2 hours. So I have to have it.
I started
it because it's not one I just want to play to help him. I want to help him, but I also really want to learn. So I need to have 2 hours where I can actually just sit and listen. Like maybe when I'm in the bedroom cleaning the craft, when I'm in there cleaning the craft room, that would be the perfect time to maybe listen to a 2 hour live. But I do want to replay that where I can actually listen and learn some stuff. Yeah. I had to I had to teach that to my stepdaughter, that once you wash the eggs, you have to put them in the refrigerator. You can leave them on the counter until you wash them, and then you have to put them in the refrigerator. I had to teach her that little thing. So, but I watched a lot of videos on chicken stuff, when I was getting chickens. So
you got to do your research. You got to do your own research. You can't go off of what everyone else is saying or what everyone else is doing. You got to do what works for you.
Adrian, what is the weirdest thing you've ever composted? You're like, that's weird.
Urine, probably.
Urine.
I've added urine to my compost pile.
Hello, Echo from living my best life at 60. Sorry, I'm trying to say your name and I'm thinking at the same time and I'm really messing it up. But welcome. So my weirdest thing, and I learned this from Eco Neighbor, which I haven't followed real closely lately, but he's really smart. Anyway, Eco Neighbor, human hair.
Oh yeah.
So when I clean out my hairbrush, like today, I looked down, I was like, there's a lot of hair in there. I pulled that out of my thing and put it in my compost. And when we cut hubby's hair, we cut his hair at home. I help him he does part of it himself and I do part of it. So I will sweep that up and I will use that human hair. Don't ask me. I don't know what kind of vitamins you get from human hair, but that's the weirdest thing that I compost is human hair. That's one of the
only. You'd be surprised.
Huh?
You'd be surprised at everything that you can compost.
Yes, I believe we are streaming on more than one channel. I know Tina is streaming on her channel. I'm not sure about Adrian. Adrian's streaming on her channel too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're in here, if you would share this on your community tab, and if you would hit the like button for all of these channels, whichever one you're in, if you'll go and hit the like button, that would be awesome. Also, another thing that's kind of weird, and it's not really something people talk about. It's very, hush hush. So 4 years ago, and Adrian knows about this, we lost 4 chickens were killed by raccoons.
Yeah.
So back there in the area I call the wild garden, that's where they're buried. So that actually literally was compost up underneath that garden. So I know that sounds terrible, but God gave us life, and then when we're dead, we're supposed to go into the ground, right? And then that actually, as terrible as it sounds, they did become part of the compost. But I do not dig in that area. I only build it up. I don't dig in that area because I don't want to accidentally come across one of my chickens. That would be so sad for me. But we have used not human. That sounds weird. Not human.
That's interesting.
We have actually buried chickens in areas where we plant stuff.
Anne said she has to hide her hair that she composts in newspaper at the bottom of the bin, because otherwise, in Africa, people will use it for voodoo.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's
maybe not where you're at, Anne. Maybe not where you're at. Maybe you need to and bury it.
I would have never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, nail clippings. You can compost nail clippings. You can compost clothes. If it's 100% cotton, you can compost it.
I never thought of that. Clothes.
Dryer lint. I don't know.
Yes.
Depending on what's in your fabric softener, or if you use fabric softener. I don't use fabric softener.
Neither do
I.
I.
Dryer balls. I have the dryer balls that I use. So I don't use fabric softener. But so I can compost my dryer lint. I usually leave it out for the birds to make nests with, but sometimes I throw it in the compost.
That's a neat idea. I noticed that the birds have been stealing the raffia from my scarecrow. I said,
they're making a nest.
I said, what happened to my hands for my scarecrow? Because some of it was knocked on the ground, and I was like, I bet the birds are stealing it for their nest. I was like,
they're making a nest.
No.
Like, thanks, I'll take some of that.
That is funny.
It is.
I know. And when I had bought, this is the thing about decluttering, okay? I bought that package of raffia at Walmart. But you know what? I didn't have to buy it because there's a whole thing of it in my craft room.
Oh, no.
If I had known that, I wouldn't have bought it, right? I also said
that's your issue with the decluttering. You got stuff in there you don't even remember you have.
Yes. So I sent hubby to the store to purchase clear tape. When I was cleaning out my craft room, I found 4 brand new rolls of clear tape on a shelf in there. But because it was so cluttery, I did not know it was in there. But now I know I have lots of tape.
Word.
Yeah. So declutter. You know what? People might think, why are you showing everybody your mess? Maybe it's to inspire someone else. So yes, I make mistakes. I'm not a perfect person. And I made zucchini bread muffins and forgot to put my zucchini in it. But I know how to fix it. If I tell people my mistakes, maybe they'll love me in the midst. Because the people who really care about you love you, even though you messed up your zucchini bread muffins. They love you, even though your craft room is a hot mess.
Right.
They'll love you if you have a dented up car. They'll love you no matter how many subscribers you have.
Yeah.
They'll love you no matter what. That's just, I believe people should love them no matter how poor or how rich they are, or what their status is, or where they work, or the fact that they don't work, So unconditionally. So if I show you my flaws and you want to judge me for it, you're in the wrong place, because this is a place we love, and we love everybody, and no matter if you're rich or poor or somewhere in the middle, we love everybody.
Christy, oh my gosh. The mockingbirds used to dive bomb our chow mix to get fur for their nests.
Yeah, shred newspaper. I do shred paper. I shred my mail. So I do a lot of writing things down on note cards or notebook paper. Like after today, when I finish this live, I will shred this, and this will be used in compost.
Absolutely.
Gail has all the craft things. Yes, I do. I have all the craft things. I don't have a lot of things for sewing because I don't sew. But I do have material, because you can use that to display like your 3-tier tray. You can use it in your 3-tier tray. So I do have some material squares for that kind of stuff. Yeah, my paper shredder is not an office supply thing. It is a gardening tool.
Exactly.
And I
So
need to make
mine.
a video. I've been wanting to make a video where I set the paper shredder up and say, look at my gardening tool. I've been using it for 2 years. That was on my Christmas wish list one year, is a shredder, because I wanted to be able to shred paper, because YouTube teaches me all these new things and I have to try them, especially if they're decently affordable, right?
Right. Yeah. That's why I went to the Goodwill and got one for like $3. I was like, winning.
Nice.
I'll use that to shred my paper for my compost.
I just we just got whatever the Walmart special was. I don't know what it is, but whatever brand that was in it. I've had it for a few years now.
Yeah, I've had mine for a while too.
Joe, you're making me hungry there.
Pizza. I want pizza.
Ugh.
We actually eat the cauliflower pizza.
Oh, do
Okay.
you?
Cauliflower crust. And we like it. If we're not too hungry, we'll just have a couple pieces of that, because there's just 2 of us most of the time. But other times I'll make like a salad to go with it. So we'll have pizza and salad. So that's one of the healthy type meals that we have.
Have a great day, Caitlin.
Thank you for coming in, Caitlin.
Yes, thank you. Yes, no colored or wax coated paper, right? Because that stuff, you don't want that stuff. You wouldn't normally eat that stuff, so you don't want that stuff in your compost. Because whatever you put in your compost, essentially is going to leach out its vitamins, its minerals, and that's what's going to go in your soil. Because the whole idea is to feed your soil. You're not gardening to feed your plants. You're gardening to feed your soil, because your soil is going to feed your plants.
Hey, 49 more. Welcome in. I want to get back to the cauliflower thing. Do you buy the frozen cauliflower rice and then you make your dough? How do you do that? Just curious.
Well, when you're doing a healthy eating plan, you have to have a couple of things that are easy convenience food for if you have a church function, or you have a live that night, or you have something going on. So I actually purchased the cauliflower brand.
Okay.
And that's literally the only convenience food we have.
See.
When I'm following the eating plan, I actually have an eating plan schedule on my refrigerator, and it stays there. And if I fall off the wagon, that bright highlighted piece of paper is haunting me, right? Gotcha. It's right there, and I follow that plan.
Yeah.
And so I fall up and down, but I'm trying very hard. But one of the things I do is I get containers, and I measure out. I have a grain-free cracker that I make, and I measure out all the ingredients into containers. That way, it's a convenient side dish to put with our meals. It's like a thing, but a healthy, gluten-free type thing.
Got ya.
And all I have to do is add 1 cup of water, spray the baking dish to make sure it doesn't stick, because it's bad about sticking. And then I add a little bit of either poppy seed or sesame seed on top of it.
Got ya.
The grain-free cracker.
Gotcha.
And,
thank you.
Hubby loves it. And I actually have a video on that on Gail Southern Living. I have a whole playlist of healthy recipes where I have fell often on the wagon of trying to eat healthy. But there's a lot of those recipes over there if you want them.
Yeah.
When I was doing keto, I made a crust out of the cans of chicken and cheese. And probably an egg. So you get those cans of chicken and you drain it real good, and then you crack an egg in there, and then you mix it all up, and then you put cheese in there, and then you spread it out, and it makes a crust. And then there's no, very limited carbs in there, because you probably get carbs from the cheese, but other than that, there's no carbs from the crust.
I actually started using Bonza chickpea pasta.
I know, it's good.
And Now, by itself,
Have a good day, Suburban Hillbilly.
Hi, Suburban Hillbilly. Thanks for coming
thank you
in.
for coming in. By itself, it's not that great, but if you put spaghetti sauce on top
Yeah.
of it, it is great.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
Aldi has I think it's the quinoa and I don't know, pasta. You can't tell.
Yeah, I was just trying it, and that's kind of a convenience food too, in that the pasta's already ready. But I did have all that shredded zucchini from last year that was shredded to make zucchini bread.
Right.
If you put it in the zucchini bread.
I was gonna say if you put it in the
Yeah,
zucchini.
if you remember to put it in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, did you watch? Was it
But
Jamie or Jan?
Jan, it was Jan made the zucchini bread. Yes,
Yeah.
not a dessert, but a dinner item.
Right.
Which has looked really good, and I want to try that.
Hey, Susan.
What was I going to say? Oh, I took the zucchini that was shredded in the freezer. I thawed it out. I warmed it up in a pan, and I used it like spaghetti noodles and ate it like that. I used the zucchini. So
Yeah.
I tried that last year. I didn't want to use up all my shredded zucchini because I wanted to have it to make zucchini bread, hopefully properly at some point. So that's a great, and I'm trying spaghetti squash, so that'll be great.
I love spaghetti squash.
This is my first year on spaghetti squash. I have tried it before. Someone else made it, but this will be my first year to grow it.
I have a video on my channel that gives you a shortcut on how to cut it open and get the spaghetti squash out and cook it like within maybe 15 or 20 minutes.
Ooh.
I tried spaghetti squash once, and I gagged on it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Really? Did you put a sauce on it?
Yeah, yeah. And I just the smell of it made me very sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Everybody's one extreme or the other on squash, and zucchini's always been my favorite because that's what I grew up on. Mom and Dad,
right?
Dad always grew it in the garden, and Mom always made zucchini bread, even when I was a very little girl. And so I'm just used to it. But last year I tried for the very first time butternut squash, and I discovered that I really like butternut squash.
Yeah.
It has now become my second favorite.
I had a really good recipe. Excuse me one moment. I had a really good recipe for butternut chicken soup.
Hi, Nancy.
It tasted just like pasta. It was so very good.
Butternut chicken soup. You have to send me that recipe, Tina.
Okay, I will.
I'm going to need some recipes for. And Tina has a really cool collaboration. It's #Grow It, Cook It. And what you do is you grow it in your yard, and then you make up a recipe with it. And she's going to have a playlist, and you tag her channel and use the hashtag and all the stuff. So I want to, I'd like
I just think if you're going to grow it, then you might as well be eating it, right?
Yeah. All of us people, I love zoodles. Yeah, I just tried it the first time last year. 2023 was my first time to try zucchini under spaghetti sauce, and it was good. I was eating that.
It is. It's good.
Yeah.
Because I knew what it was, my brain didn't get freaked out. I'm like, oh, it's just zucchini.
Right.
So I ate it. It was filling. I didn't there was even a little bit left on my plate. It was so filling. I didn't even need to eat it all. It was
and
so
it's
filling.
like you're guilt-free eating it. You don't have this guilt on you that you're eating all these carbs, or you know what I mean. It's like, wow, I'm eating something so healthy, so good for me, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's
not bad.
That's nice. That's very nice. Tammy is sending in her IBG seed swap. So that's awesome. How many people have joined so far, Adrian? Hello, Juju.
I want to say about 15 or 20.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
How many did you get?
Usually,
how many
by
did you
the
get
time
last
the
year?
deadline comes. Oh, I don't even know. I couldn't even count. I didn't even count. I should have counted, but I didn't. I had so many bags that I was putting together. So what I did was, I have these like paper lunch bags, and I was just writing people's names on the lunch bag. And then as I was going through seeds and stuff like that, I would just toss it in the bag. Like, okay, so I have all these lists. And as I was obtaining all the seeds on the wish lists, I would just be tossing it in whoever's bag that was asking for it.
Okay.
Plus, whatever extra seeds I had was going in all the bags too. So
Yeah.
it was pretty well organized, I would say.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of
You
fun.
did a really good job. That was literally the day you get your seed swap from Adrian is like, ooh, this is a good day. This is a good day. Just like when I got those seeds from Ryan, I had forgot he told me he was going to send me seeds. So it was like Christmas, and I was having a really low day, a bad day that day. And those seeds gave me just a little bit of a smile in a day where there was going to be no smiles. So that was awesome. Hello, Grace and Fire. How are you?
There was a few people that did a video on when they got their seeds. I think Kathleen did a video when she got her seeds. Gail did a video. Nicole did a video.
Yes, I remember Nicole's video too.
There was a few different people that did. I can't think of everyone, but the ones that did a video, they were pretty excited. I was glad to see the excitement when they were, doing their video. It was nice. It was very rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And to see everyone's excitement, like when they were like, "Oh, I got this seed," so it was like really
that you didn't expect to get, because
I pretty much filled everybody's wish list. Like some of those things were like pretty weird too.
You got everything on my list. I
That's
think
what I
that stuff is
didn't
pretty
do.
common though. I don't think I put anything too interesting on
Well,
it.
Suzanne Goulet, and you guys probably all know Suzanne because she's a moderator in like so many channels. So Suzanne had requested this seed called Celtis. And at the time I had never heard of it. I was like, Celtis? I was like, what is that? So I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what it is. So I'm like, I've never heard of it. Like, where am I gonna find that? Like, who's
Is it
gonna
an
send
herb?
that in? It's like it's almost like a celery, I think. If I remember correctly, it's almost like a celery. So
Oh, hey,
I was like,
Tammy.
man, where am I going to find that? So I went into, there's a app that I use called Listia, and everything is done in like a point system. So you can auction things off for points, and then you can get things for the points that you earn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like on there one day looking at all the seeds that were being auctioned or whatever, and Celtis was on the auction. I was like, what in the world? Like who would have known? Like, I need that.
It was meant to be.
Hi, Wendy.
So I got it, and I was like, yes, like check that off the list. But it was weird because there were some things on people's lists that were kind of like, wow, am I gonna get that? Am I gonna be able to do that? And everything was fulfilled, and I was like, wow, thank you, Lord. Because he just made a way. Every time I needed to get a seed, he just made a way for me to get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
There it is. Yes. So Celtis is a stem.
Juju. Oh, did we
lose her?
We lost volume. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
It got muted. I don't know how that.
Oh, I was like,
so it's yeah, there you go. So it's a Chinese lettuce, and it's used for the stems and not the leaves. That's why I was thinking celery.
Yeah. I think I've seen them use it on Hell's Kitchen because we watch that a lot. Hell's Kitchen, so they have some stuff on there. We're learning stuff. I still don't cook fancy, but I've learned a few things from him just listening. Trying to be a better cook.
So the seed packets that you collect from people that send them, they cannot be open. Is that correct? Or they are opened?
Oh, they don't have to be full packs. No, it's like 10 seeds of each.
So I have a lot of seeds that I used to sell in my shop. The ones I showed you, I germinated in the paper towel. I don't know what to do with all these seeds. I have a ton of seeds, and I'm not going to throw them away, but I'm not going to be able to grow all of them. So was that something that you would take and just make a note of it? Like, hey, you're going to, okay.
Any seeds that you wanted to donate, it would definitely get distributed amongst everyone who's participating in the seed swap.
Okay. I mean, you name it, I have it. Well, no, that's not true. That was an exaggeration.
Yeah. Unless somebody says like, oh, don't send me any squash. So then, of course, I'm not going to send them any squash. But that was another thing I wanted in the email, is to kind of put down a few things that you know that you're not going to grow. That way I know, don't send those seeds to you, because I don't want to send you something that you're not going to use or that you're not going to grow. And you're like, oh, great, I got these seeds, So
I'm looking for a lot of good variety of pepper plants, hot peppers, mild peppers to make sauces, hot sauces.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
Pretty unique hot peppers too.
Well, and those are the peppers that I bought and that I've planted, things that I've never even heard of before.
Okay.
And
they're not germinating? Okay.
I'm going to try the paper towel method before I say anything.
And also try soaking them first.
Okay.
Some really hot peppers need to be soaked first to germinate.
Interesting.
It's depending on the pepper that it is. Some of those rare, really hot peppers, it really helps for you to soak them first, like overnight or whatever, and then try to germinate them.
Is there a ratio of water? Would you suggest like a quarter cup of water and then you put the seeds in the water and just let them soak?
Just enough. Yeah, just enough, like, maybe an inch of water, just enough to, submerge the seed. But just try to soak them first and then put them in the paper towels and keep them moist, and see how your germination rate ends up.
Okay. Our treasured home. Yeah. You can. That's fine. I'll send you some seeds. I'm a procrastinator, but I'll get them to you.
Yeah.
I'll put my email in the comments, and you can email me your information.
Yeah, Tina, if you want to call me on the phone, I'll tell you what pepper seeds I got from Ryan, and I could maybe send you, half of some of those that I have.
Yeah, I've got celery. I mean, my
I'm not a huge hot pepper person.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of getting wasted on me. I would prefer mild.
Gotcha.
Last year I grew cayenne peppers, and my hubby put them in quart-sized bags and sold them at his job.
Right. Yeah, I know peppers take a long time to germinate, but it's been past that time. So I am definitely gonna do soak. I'm gonna try a paper towel method because that continues to be damp in there. So maybe that will help as well. And that's just, I never knew to soak those. So
that paper towel method works so.
Tell me about it. Yeah, I can't get over what I have out here.
We did it the first time together on a live, and then on the next live we were showing, and it was already coming up, and who knew?
Well, I can't tell you all these little.
I'll just use that.
Yeah,
but label it. Be sure to label it.
I'm so bad at labeling. I'm very bad at labeling. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I didn't label my first.
Is that with the ones that I want or the ones that aren't germinating?
What?
I just got some really interesting peppers that I never truly have ever heard of or seen if I've gone into a store. One is like a pumpkin spice pepper. One is like a lemon drop pepper.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up the peppers Ryan sent me and decide which ones I'm gonna plant and which ones
I'm really trying. Oh, you know what I'm gonna grow this year? The Sugar Rush peach pepper.
Yeah, I want to grow those, and I didn't get any of those. Are those? I want to try those.
Let's see.
I still have my last frost date is May 10th. That's when I can put everything outside.
Yeah,
I'm in zone 7A, so I still have time to start peppers and you know what I mean. It'll be I will. So
yeah. See, Joe said some of the hottest peppers take 6 weeks. So those really
seriously,
hot
Joe,
take longer. They take longer. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like those really hot varieties, for whatever reason, they take longer to germinate. So if you soak them for like maybe even 2 days,
Okay.
and then throw them in the paper towel and keep them in your bag or whatever. That should
Yeah.
accelerate the germination time.
And that's what I'm looking for is the hotter pepper. I want to make hot sauce. I want to.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to grow the Sugar Rush peach because I want to make hot sauce.
Yep. And so do you have those seeds?
I do.
I'm going to put it on a list. I'm going to have to get some seeds out to you because I don't have those seeds.
I need some of those.
I don't. I have beets, celery, turnips. I have
This is a lot
cucumbers,
of peppers.
squash. I have
This is
green
a lot of
beans.
peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with all these peppers?
You're going to send me some.
Yeah, Gail.
And
said
if
she
I
could
have
grow-
something that you
why don't
want,
grow
Gail, you
peppers,
just tell me.
Gail?
Well, I think this came after I already had my stuff set up, or I would have shared some.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
So-
look. Okay,
the
okay.
seeds-
I got a game for you, Adrienne.
What's that?
Okay, here you go. Here's the game. It's gonna be fun for me, but not for you. How about that?
Not for me?
Here you go. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. You tell me if it's hot, medium, or mild. Ash
Okay.
Company pimento pepper.
It's a medium.
Medium. Okay.
Mhm.
West Virginia Record chili pepper.
I'm pretty sure that's a hot.
Hot. Okay. West Virginia Record. Okay, never mind on that one. That's a bell pepper. I know that one's sweet chocolate pepper. So sweet.
It's
That
a
would be.
mild. Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm gonna spell it. Paradiscum Alka Sarja Centis pepper.
Whatever is that?
I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
That was hot.
I'm going to say it's a hot pepper. I
Right.
think it's a hot pepper.
Let's just say hot.
Let's just
Who
air.
knows what that is?
That's funny.
I don't. White fantasy pepper.
White?
White
Okay.
fantasy pepper.
I would say. Oh, there it is. Look, Jujubee knows what it is.
Yeah.
Is that what it is, Gail?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
So what is it?
Jujubee, do you
It's
know that
hot?
or did
Hot or
you?
not hot? White fantasy pepper. Not sure.
White
think hot.
fantasy.
I know it's not for me.
Joe, white fantasy pepper. Hot or not hot?
I want to say hot.
But
Uh,
look what
Yellow Scotch bonnet.
That's hot.
the pepper you couldn't pronounce. Jujubee says it's a. Look at what she says. It's a Hungarian
It's a
heirloom seed.
Hungarian heirloom variety.
It's thick,
Sweet.
crispy, juicy,
It's a
spectacular sweet.
pepper. No heat on that one, Gail.
Mild on the white. Bishop crown pepper.
Never heard of
Bishop
that.
Crown? Never heard of that. The white is an ahi pepper, isn't it? Isn't it a hot one? The white fantasy? I could be confusing it with a different one.
Are you talking about on the Bishop's crown pepper, Joe? Is hot?
Those are hot, according to
Bishop
Google.
Crown.
Crown makes me think hot. I don't know why, but I'm thinking Bishop's crown pepper is hot. Hot, yeah. Hot.
It looks like it reminds me of a what is it called? Habanero, maybe?
Yeah. And the peach sugar rush is hot, right?
Hot, yes.
See how many peppers I got?
Yeah.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That Bishop's crown is originally from Brazil. It's a
Oh,
uniquely shaped
that's
mild
interesting.
pepper. The body of the peppers have very little heat. I mean, they're very pretty peppers. Look at that. Look how pretty that is.
Mm.
It is pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
So I have a New Mex Suave Orange pepper, which is hot. I got the hot paprika. I got a pepper peach. I got a carbonero peach.
Ooh, those all sound good.
Yellow Hungarian peppers. I got hot Portugal peppers. Anaheim. A regular jalapeno, of course. Where's those other pepper seeds I had?
I don't know. How many packs of seeds do I send you? 10?
There's no limit to as many packs as you want to send in, but the wish list that you want to submit is 5.
I just want peppers.
So I got
I'm easy.
Ancho Poblano, I got Fresno, I got Red Picnic, Black Magic jalapenos, just all types of. I got some really hot ones. I think I might have set them aside because they're probably still in the envelope I got them in.
Yeah. This is where I need to be better logging like my information, like when I plant a seed and understanding.
There's about 12 seeds in each one.
Okay.
So Jujubee, the reason why you can't see Joe in the comments is because I think Joe is on Gail's channel live.
Oh, yes. Everybody can be on different channels. Yes.
You are on my live. So you can only see the people that are commenting from my channel. So if you are on both lives, if you're in Gail's live and my live, then you'll be able to see everyone who comments in Gail's live and everyone who comments in my live. And then if you're on all 3 lives, you can see everyone.
I'm in zone 7A. I'm in Virginia. Actually, I'm in the same zone as Gary. Gary's not that far from me from where I'm at in Virginia.
Gary, the rustic gardener?
Yeah, and one day when he does his thing at the
I know who you're talking about just by the word Gary.
Yeah. One day I do plan to take my book and go meet him.
So is that your new zone, Tina? You know they rezoned everything, right?
Yeah. I'm still 7A. I wasn't touched.
Oh, okay. I got bumped up like a zone. I was 5B, I think.
Okay.
And then I got bumped up to 6A.
So, okay.
Well, no, I didn't start them this late. I started them a couple weeks ago. And then when I noticed they didn't start, then I did them again. And I'm still waiting. So
thank you, Jujubee.
I know Gary's not in Virginia. He's in Maryland, and but it's not far. His county that he's in and the things that he does isn't far from where I live. So yeah.
Oh,
that's why I was saying like it wouldn't be a far drive from where I'm at in because I'm literally I don't want to give away where I live, but the Maryland border is not far from me. Because I'm in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
If that makes, if anybody knows the area, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is my thing. I have a P.O. box, and if somebody is crazy enough to sit at the P.O. box just to say hello to me, I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
I literally only check it once or twice a year. I mean, a week. Once a week, usually once a week. Yeah. So the chance that you're going to catch me when I decide I'm going to go to the post office. So I live in Breckenridge, but I'm a homebody.
Oh, okay.
Unless you go to my exact church, nobody will even know me because I stay at home.
Yep. I've been there. I've been to Fort. I know where that is, Juju. I've been there. So I'm west of you. I'm west of you. So yeah, I'm an hour west of DC. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. We're pretty close together. So that would be a fun meet and greet. That would be fun for those people who live in the surrounding areas, West Virginia, and Maryland. That'd be a fun meet and greet.
If I do start,
are you growing Go ahead, Gail. I'm sorry. I didn't hear
I
you.
was going to say, if I do start the peppers, I'll do the paper towel method under the grow light and then outside. I'll do it like that because I do have a heating mat. So that does help.
That is really kind of you. I really appreciate that. You're very kind. You don't need to. You're very kind. Send me, look at that, hot seeds.
Yeah, she sent me some basil last year.
Nice.
Oh, you know who sent me some basil? Jason from the Green Agro. What's his channel now?
Green Country Agroforestry.
Yes. So yeah, he sent me a ton of basil one year. I still have some.
Yeah, I actually bought some of that dark purple opal basil at Walmart. I said I wasn't going to buy any more seeds. I saw the purple. I was like, ooh.
I have that.
And I planted some of that. I planted some with my Mariana tomatoes and my other tomatoes. And
do you have Roselle, Gail? Are you?
Oh, yes.
Did you plan to grow it?
No, I want to grow it. Do you have some of that?
I do.
I should put that on my list.
Hardneck Farms. Where are you at in 7A? Sorry,
I had it on my Amazon wish list forever because I remember a channel that used to talk about Roselle all the time. And I wanted so much to know what that tasted like.
I'll send you some Roselle on your list.
Thank you.
I have to become a little better organized with all of this. So I'm really overwhelmed. There's so much information. Do you know what I mean?
From Italy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people have
too, Wendy. Thank you.
Joe has a Mammoth Sunflower contest going on.
Well, I put my email in the comments. So if you don't mind emailing me your address, I'll send you back mine.
Yeah, I need to make another seed Mammoth sunflower planting video to show another area where I'm going to plant it because I'm going to have sunflowers in 2 places. And I'm going to try this. Last year I had some bugs on my sunflowers. So I planted basil and marigolds with my Mammoth sunflowers to protect them from some of the predators. Because I'm trying to grow them really big and enter the Grow Big 24 Mammoth sunflower thing. So I actually protected my sunflowers this year.
Nice. I have a really great location. I would love to do sunflowers. My problem is the deer. I have a feeling the deer would it is in an old spot where I used to have my garden and it's open. And I know the deer. I mean, I have so many deer out here, but I am, Joe, I'll have to email you. I'm going to try to grow. I got Mammoth sunflower and then I have the fire something sunflower, which is just stunning. I think they're gorgeous. So
I have one area where I'm planting 4 kinds of sunflowers. I got the Mammoth sunflowers in the back. I have red velvet queen sunflowers, Mexican sunflowers, and teddy bear sunflowers.
Okay. I haven't planted those yet. I probably need to go read the label to see when I need to start those. I did. I did start them. And they died on me. They came up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't know. My gardening for the past 2 years just hasn't been. That's why I said I'm so overwhelmed with information. I need to just get back to my basics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, I bet that's going to be.
I try to just try 1 or 2 new things every year. I try not to overwhelm myself.
Yeah, because once all that stuff comes up, then you got to maintain it. It gets to be a lot of work.
Yeah. I'll try growing some sunflowers in my front. I was successful last year. I've got flowers that came up that I planted last year with the bulbs. Those came up this year. So I was really happy about that. So
my Mammoth sunflowers were so big that my neighbors, she caught me in the front yard and she said, "Oh my goodness, what kind of sunflowers are those? I need some." So I gave her some seeds.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have the dueling Mammoth sunflowers this year.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. How do you know how deep?
They were probably 12 foot tall last year. I didn't measure them. Now this year I probably will be measuring them on a ladder, but they were so tall. but
Do
I have
you,
them up.
do you know? Well, I can read my packet. Never mind. Because
Oh.
I do a lot of growing in grow bags and my raised beds. So I won't, the only direct sow would be the front yard. Otherwise, I would do grow
Grow
bags.
one in a grow bag. If you're growing regular sunflowers, you could grow a few in a grow bag.
Yeah.
But if you're growing mammoth, you probably just want to put one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
absolutely.
huge. But you could
What?
do it.
Sunflowers are good for like Hardneck Farm said. Sunflowers are good for cleaning your soil.
Mhm.
Who would have ever thought? I mean, seriously, I've learned a lot today. So thank you.
They pull out the things in your soil. So
That's
and they're
cool.
good
That's
trap crops.
awesome. That's a great
Sun-
ministry.
Sunflowers are good trap crops.
Yeah.
They attract all the good bugs and the bad bugs. So
Yeah,
all
I
the bad
agree with
bugs
you.
flock
I
to the
don't plant them
sunflower.
directly with my vegetables because they attract those really weird worms that I got last year.
What
But
You
weird,
got
weird
worms
what
last year?
weird worms?
I don't know.
What color were they? What color were they?
I've slept a few times since then. I don't know. But I made up a solution I sprayed them with last year because I wasn't intending to eat the sunflowers. I think it had like basil water and a little bit of dish soap or something.
Maybe are you sure they weren't like some type of caterpillar?
Probably. But they were eating up the leaves. But
Yeah.
that's why I planted the basil and the marigolds with the sunflowers. I was hoping I could protect them from some of that.
It was probably some type of caterpillar from some type of moth
Yeah.
that actually laid its eggs there.
But the spray did work.
Well, that's good.
I also would put on gloves.
It was probably the
And
dish soap.
what's that?
It was probably the dish soap that did it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they
since I wasn't
bruise
planning
through
to
their
eat
skin.
the sunflowers in any way, I didn't mind putting the dish soap on them because I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But I don't grow my sunflowers with vegetables anymore because they always seem to attract the bad bugs.
Yeah, they're trap crops. So they attract all the bugs.
So anyway.
And then the good bugs that eat the bad bugs can go to the sunflower to eat the bad bugs.
Wow. Yeah.
So like ladybugs are, they will eat like aphids and stuff like that. So if you have any aphids that are attracted to your sunflower, then the ladybugs will feast on them.
Yeah, I actually saw a ladybug the other day for the first time. First ladybug.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We get them all the time. I can't tell you how many times I will find ladybugs. At least I think they're ladybugs in my house. So
Well, they might not be ladybugs. They might be beetles. You have to be
well,
careful.
that's what I'm saying. They appear to be a ladybug.
Yeah. So the beetle has like an M-shaped thing like on its back, and the ladybug doesn't.
I'll have to look at that.
Look, I didn't look at it in that much detail, but I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Those,
well, ladies, it's been a pleasure, but I
Japanese
think I'm going to
beetles
need to go.
Okay. Thank you for coming up, Tina.
Thank you. I've learned so much. Nice meeting you. Thank you,
All
everybody
right,
in the
Tina.
chat. I got to go get a few things done.
Happy
So,
Resurrection Day.
happy resurrection. Yes. Blessings to everybody. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tina.
Bye-bye. To use triple threat beneficial nematodes to ward off all the bad stuff. Okay. Maybe I could try those nematodes for those vine borers that I get every year.
Yeah. I'm sure there's something you can put in the soil. Well, I hate to say it. No, I'm not even going to say it out loud because if I say it out loud, it'll happen. So I'm just going to.
Don't even speak it into existence.
We're not even going to put any negativity out there. Hey,
Right.
I'm ready for everything. If I have to replant or whatever I have to do, I'm also trying to learn how to plant for drought type things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to prepare for every scenario, but not stress out and drive myself crazy, because
Right.
gardening is meant to be fun, relaxing, and healthy food for your family. It's not meant to be the most stressful thing ever in your life. Otherwise, do something else.
Oh, okay. Glenda says she released them, and now last year there was a ton in the garden. That's good. Have a good day.
I've been learning more and more about bugs every year, where I can actually kind of identify some of them now.
Good.
And which ones, like if I'm digging up soil to put in pots or in another area of my yard, I know which ones that I need to get. The long skinny ones, I know I can leave those. The white ones and the orange ones are not good.
Yeah, not usually.
So I had that one, I made a video of it a couple of years ago. The big long, I think it's an earthworm, it was long, almost like a snake. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, it's just a common earth. It was long though. I'd never seen one that long. It was over in my tomato bed. And I made a video. I was like, what is that? I don't know. Yeah. Most of the time I just go ahead and add them into whatever I'm growing. Occasionally I'll pull them out and give them to the chickens. Just depends on how I feel that day. Sometimes the chickens get them. Sometimes the planting areas get them.
Right. Or you throw them in your compost pile.
Yeah, I should do that. I need to remember to do that next time.
Then they'll help to break down all your stuff for your compost. That's another thing I was going to tell you to throw in your tumbler is maybe like a handful of worm castings if you have them, because they'll probably have eggs in the worm castings, and those eggs will hatch and you'll have worms in there.
Ooh.
Otherwise, you could also buy in the bait section at Walmart for like $2 or $3. They sell red wigglers, live red wigglers.
I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Go to Walmart and buy some red wigglers and put them in my big compost back there.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to do that for a while and I haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I have totally been meaning to do that.
And then they'll just multiply. They'll just have, they'll be in there and they'll be breaking down your compost and multiplying at the same time. So you might put like a handful in there, maybe 25 or 30 worms. And before you know it, you'll have hundreds of those worms in there.
Wow, that'll be nice.
Eating them,
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to do that in the big compost back there that's next to the shed. I'd like to put some in there. That's where I would love to put them.
That's right. Yep.
I literally have 3 different composting areas going on.
I have 2. I have the one I started to begin with, and then the one I created later.
Yeah. The barrel I'm just now starting. So
I have a thing called a geo bin. So it's like a big round plastic bin. It doesn't have a bottom, and it's got a bunch of holes in it for like airflow, and you just pile stuff inside of there, and then that's your compost bin.
That's neat. That sounds like a neat one.
Yep.
An investment in the future. And as I get things out of the garden, and you have your salad and you have, you cut off the ends of this or that, you can put all that in there. And, I don't have enough, I haven't got enough kitchen scraps in there yet that I want to get in there. But I don't eat a lot of potatoes. So,
yeah.
Because I'm trying to watch what I eat, but
exactly. I don't eat a lot of potatoes either, but I did go out and buy potatoes for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, every once in a while, like hubby has this dish he makes with sausage, potatoes, onion. Potatoes, onion. I'm trying to think if there's a 4th thing, bell pepper, and it is so good. So every once in a while, I'll buy all the stuff to make it, and I'll say, hey, by the way, I bought the stuff.
Right.
He has a couple of signature dishes that he buys. So if I want a night off, I'll just buy that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I'll just buy that stuff and tell him I have it, and then he'll decide when he wants to do it, which is usually a weekend. He also makes nachos.
He made yogurt. I just got my yogurt strained and put away. Yummy.
Who made yogurt? Wendy?
Jujube. Yep.
Oh, Jujube.
I just got my yogurt.
I say it just like Joe does, because he always says Jujube. So I say it like Joe. Yeah, and if I was going to talk like Joe, I would say the Vineyard Chicks.
Right.
No, that's too Southern.
Right.
The Vineyard Chicks. No, I
He
can't.
He says Vineyard.
Vineyard Chicks.
Yeah, Vineyard.
That cracks me up. Every once in a while, he'll forget it, and he'll say the Vineyard Chicks, and I'll be like, it just makes me laugh a little bit every time. I say things wrong too.
I do, yeah.
Tina was like, Vineyard, yeah, the Vineyard Chicks, yeah. And the way he says, he has a certain way he says, Suzanne Goulet. I forget how he says it, but he says.
Or for a long time he couldn't say Mama.
Oh, Mama, yeah, yeah.
Adventures with Mama.
Adventures with Crochet with Mama, or whatever it is.
I think it's Adventures with Mama. But he would say Mau Mau.
As I was getting ready today, I put my laptop on the techno dance music that he has, his other little channel that he has.
Okay.
And my hubby was like, why is your laptop playing this disco techno whatever music? I was like, oh, I know it's playing. It's in there. I was just being supportive and just helping him get watch time for that channel. I have no idea where he is on that. But anyway, yeah, I was just playing that earlier. I do that. That's just what I do. So, but yeah, I had that music playing in my house this morning. It doesn't have words or anything.
It took me forever to get his playlist done. Yeah, I bet.
Whose playlist?
I think he's talking about Joe's playlist.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's got a lot of lives in there. There's a lot of good gardening lives, a lot of good gardening content. And I think I'm going to try to catch up on some of the ones I missed. Now, sometimes I miss them because, I'm at home doing family time and, hubby wants to watch Hell's Kitchen or something. So
yeah,
we're actually, I forget what season we're on, but the very next show we watch is going to be the finale of that season, whatever year it is. So I usually shut down the YouTube at night and watch TV with hubby. So his time with me. So not that he wants to spend any, but just in case.
He does.
He was trying to be a good girl right now because I'm home from work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's going to make us some BLTs for lunch.
Me?
Oh, yum.
I thought you were making the BLTs.
Uh-oh. Make them together.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Adrian. We can
you guys can make them together.
Yeah, one person could slice the veggies and one person could make the bacon and one person could get the bread ready. Yeah, we could totally do that.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's true.
My husband is the best at making breakfast. Okay, I am not a morning person. I have been getting up earlier, starting in 2023. I started getting up pretty consistently at 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why that happened, but all of a sudden I just did that. But I get more stuff done during the day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's gardening season.
He
makes the best breakfast.
I'm going to make her one of those little balloon signs that she can hold up that says no talkie before coffee, because she likes to tell me that quite a bit in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person. So today, off for Easter, he decided he was going to throw that back. I said something to him, and I had my coffee already because he had made it. And I go in there, and he's like, I asked him something. He's like, no talkie before coffee. I was like, great. Now my words are starting to come back to me.
They will haunt you.
Yeah. I have
So
to wake up too. It's like I am still sleeping. Like you're talking to me and I'm still trying to wake up.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been able to catch Tuber Chat at the right time to actually sit down there and work lately, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
to catch him eventually. But I want to go in and be able to actually focus on making new friends in there in the proper way, and so I have to have time. I have to have 2 devices to be able to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I went to do chores and you're still chatting. Yeah, I know we're at 2 hours. Yeah, I probably need to go ahead and end it today. I'm sure hubby's getting hungry.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's in here visiting me. He's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I want to eat."
Yeah.
Daddy
It's a
had
good time to end it at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I think so too. So thank you for coming up and going live with me, Adrienne. I appreciate you.
No
And
problem. Thanks for the invite. Thanks everyone for coming in and anyone who watches the replay.
Yes, thank you so much for watching the replay. And I like to say this in all my lives for Broken Hearts Ministry. Hi, Mom. Love you.
Aww.
She watches the replay because she's trying to help this channel get monetized. So
Hey,
we can
Mom.
into the ministry.
Everyone have a nice holiday.
Bye, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
Bye.
I appreciate all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye, Gail.
Bye. Bye, Adrienne.